The River City plays host to the first ever match between New York Red Bulls 2 and Sacramento Republic FC. Good evening alongside former Republic midfielder Adam Moffett. I'm Rob McAllister. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by UC Davis Health. Well, New York is a feisty club with a lot of pace, but allowing 30 goals to date has hurt their chances to pick up wins and thus currently sit in 7th place. Meanwhile, Sacramento working back into form as they are unbeaten in their last 2. A win here tonight could propel them back in the top 4 in the division, but to do so, Adam will need to see once again that fight we saw the Republic display down in Orange County.
It was that resilience that got a last gasp goal from the B, Kibanguchi, to salvage that point down in Orange County. The Republic will want to use that momentum to start stringing together some victories, and that starts tonight against a squad in New York Red Bulls 2. They're full of promising youngsters, but defensively, they have yet to keep a clean sheet this season. And that stat should have the attackers of Sacramento salivating. If they can bring that same passion tonight, the game is there to be won.
Should be a good one. New York, Sacramento, kickoff is moments away.
This is the look of a boy who had 3 open heart surgeries by the age of 3. A boy who weathered some of his toughest storms before he could speak. A boy who now has the heart to change the world and a lifetime to do it. For extraordinary breakthroughs and everyday childhoods, UC Davis Health is the region's only nationally ranked comprehensive children's hospital. UC Davis Health, discovering healthy.
In 2030, in just 9 years, I'll be 18, off to college,
probably getting my own place.
I want to live where the air is fresh,
where they take care of the planet. I want to live in the best city, the cleanest city.
I want to live in a clean power city.
By 2030, SMUD will be 100% carbon-free, so you can live in a clean power city. Join the charge at cleanpowercity.org.
Gorgeous 82 degrees in the capital of California. New York Red Bulls 2, Sacramento Republic FC. Let's get to our Arden Fair starting 11. We begin with the home side Republic. 4-3-3. Formella, Kiesewetter, Belmar. What a trio up top. Gomez and Duke Lacroix out on the wings. But again, Mario Panagos holding down that 10 spot for Mark Briggs.
Looking forward to seeing Mario in there tonight. He can create things like he tried to do last week.
And let's take a look now at our consolidated communications matchup of the evening. Go with 2 strikers. Jerome Kiesewetter just brought in a couple of weeks ago, or actually a week ago now. Omar So now also on quite a stretch here for Red Bulls too.
Yeah, Kiesewetter, second game, first home match. Looked really promising last week. Tonight he'll want to get a goal in front of these fans. Omar So on the other side coming into this game, scored in 3 consecutive games. Watch for him, he's a handful.
New York 11 here, and so will be up top with Goma, the 16-year-old up top. Going to be a very young side for this Red Bulls 2 team, and then you look at where they've got in the middle. They got some really nice pieces. Jake LaCava really like, and Raffanello is someone that I think you're very fond of in terms of what he can be.
Creative young players. It'll be fun to watch them tonight. They'll be trying to connect with those forwards, So and Goma.
And we have them a 4-4-2, but really a different formation here, almost a 4-2-2-2. I mean, it's got almost a box all the way up down the spine there. So the Red Bulls 2 in black, they'll head to the south end of the field into the slight breeze that we are currently having here at Hart Health Park. Meanwhile, Sacramento will head to the north end, and they are in all white. Our official tonight referee is Elio Araguen, and he will be in charge of what should be a high-tempo match between these two sides. Malik Foster, Tucker Bone, our UC Davis Health injury report, and Curtis Afori and Luther Archimede both out for Red Bulls 2. And UC Davis Health reminding you they're there for you, offering safe and ready care to keep you and your family healthy. Should be a good one. High tempo, two different styles of play. What will we see? How will it all shake out? Well, we've got 90 minutes to see how it will. Here we go from Hart Health Park. Quick direct ball already from Hayden Sargis. Now his 7th start on the year. And he is guy is now starting to find himself in the starting lineup after really on the bench for the first part of this season here. And Gomez will send it back in goal. Tomas Gomez, his 14th appearance, 1.44 goals against average. And is played out and quickly for Carlton Belmar coming off his first goal of the year. Got the first one a week ago down in Orange County. Mario Panagos holding down that 10 spot for Mark Briggs' side. Here's So, going to keep an eye on him, the 20-year-old Gambia to New Jersey. And now with Red Bulls 2, 4 goals and assists on the year, and someone we highlighted the pregame show to keep an eye on. Let's take a look real quickly at our scouting report. Adam, let's start first of all with Sacramento. What are they going to try to do here tonight?
The system that New York plays, they press really high. So for Sacramento, they can't dilly-dally on the ball. They can't wait too long on it. They have to be swift in possession and look to break that press. And if they can do that, they'll get opportunities for Kiesewetter, for Mella, and Belmar.
And what about Red Bulls 2? What can we expect from them tonight?
That 4-2-2-2 formation we spoke about, which is a little unorthodox, but that's the system that the first team plays in the Red Bulls, and that's what we're going to see tonight. They constantly go. It doesn't really matter where on the field. They will go, they will press, and they gain a lot of opportunities from that. So if you can't keep your composure, you can't play out of it, that's when they'll look to pounce with the speed of Goma, and So up top.
And well, they're going to be excited for this one as well, as the head coach, Sean Wilnick, saying this the game that they requested in the preseason. They wanted to come to Sacramento. They wanted to give their guys a real MLS-type experience. They want to have a tough crowd, a quality opponent, and have to deal with travel while they're getting it here tonight. So you know they're going to come in ready to really turn it on.
They are. It's a young squad. This is a great experience for them. A lot of them only played a couple years, so they've played during COVID last year, the shortened season. Then this year as well, it's a lot of the same teams as we've seen. So for them to come all the way to the West Coast from the East Coast, it was a long travel for them, but it's a great experience for a young player.
Did have a bit of a travel issues, had to stop over in Chicago, and there was a bit of a moment there. We were concerned maybe this game wouldn't happen or it'd have to be delayed today. Thankfully, everything worked out. They got in a nice training day on Friday, and here they're ready to go on a gorgeous night in Sacramento.
Been delayed many a time in Chicago, Rob. I was always at the airport. We ever connecting flights through there, we'd be like, oh no, gonna miss the next one.
Good cutoff here from Carlton Belmar. And as a young guy walking into your first big MLS experience in a big crowd, you played for Columbus. I know you really what a rabid fan base can feel like. What is it like for that young player? Is it almost too exciting? Is it overwhelming? What did you think?
It's definitely overwhelming. I recall my first away game. I think it was actually the Red Bulls in New Jersey back in the day. It was a long time ago.
It wasn't that long ago.
Long enough. I mean, I don't believe that stadium's there anymore. But it's definitely intimidating, and you feel the nerves, but you have that excitement and just playing in front of fans. So a lot of these players may not have experienced something like this tonight. So like we spoke to Coach John Wolinick, he wants to see what these players are made of.
Red Bulls coming to 14 points on the season. They're 2-2-2 away from MSU Park. Meanwhile, Sacramento 13 points on the year. Both these teams currently in 7th place in their division, and both feel like they've had a little bit of string of bad luck and bodies flying everywhere. And Aragon is going to have to get this thing under control. And it looks like Duke Lacroix is going to have a conversation with the referee here as Jeremy Raffanello is still down on the turf. The physicality from Sacramento, we've seen what Orange County was able to do and try to keep this game physical. Some teams like Oakland want to spread things out. This is a different style than what we've typically seen, and so for a coach to prepare for something like this, you can't really go back and say, here's what we looked like before. And that's not only for Mark Brick's side, but John Willenek's side as well. And here's a quick little turn here. Red Bulls 2 trying to get a crack on goal, and it's stopped right in front by Duke Lacroix, coming up big and laying out just along the 18. Back here's LaCava, tried to play it in some space, and another youngster with a bright future. And look at Red Bulls 2 coming at you quick, and you've got to be ready.
That's what he can do. You see just a quick interchange, Sole's off, and it's LaCava, I believe, who gets that shot off, and Duke Lacroix throwing his body right in front of it. He had to, that was heading on for him. And that's what they do. They move quick, straight into the goal.
So for Mark Briggs, you kind of look at maybe some previous film. What are the conversations that they're having during training during the week on how to attack this press? Turnover, LaCava. Excuse me, that was Raffanello. And a little misstep. Here's Felipe playing it forward to Kiesewetter. First touch on Frank! Jerome Kiesewetter with the first goal, and it's coming back offside. Brilliant touch from Kiesewetter, and he can't believe it. The flag is up, and the goal will not count. What say you, Adam Moffat?
It's a really, really tight call there. Kiesewetter thinks he times his run, and Juan Castillo's the left back there, and
yeah, he's off.
He's off. The linesman quick enough to put it up, but I was just going to say to your point, Sacramento can counter that press by actually doing their own press, and we saw that there, the opportunities that can come by winning the ball higher up in the field, and it was a very well taken goal from Kiesewetter. We see the composure in front of goal there. He didn't panic. He was unaware he was offside, so he'll get in those positions again tonight.
One thing we knew we're going to see with Jerome Kiesewetter was a quality in that final third, something that Sacramento's had a little bit of struggle with this year. They bring him on loan from FC Tulsa, and Mark's said to us, you know, Jerome's coming in with a bit of chip on his shoulder. He wants to show Tulsa, I don't know why you let me go, and prove to you that you made a big mistake. And let's see if he can get maybe a first goal for the second time here tonight. But a good quality look. You got to feel confident with Jerome Kiesewetter up top, and so it will be flanked. Derek Formella, he is back, and Carlton Belmar, of course, got his first goal on the season. So a powerful trio for Sacramento. But nice job by Felipe to get that moving in the right direction. We've seen Felipe with 2 assists so far in the year. Been more of a defensive guy, getting in there stuck when they need him, but playing a bit forward at times, and you like his quality of touch.
He's a tidy player, really tidy player. He's solid in the middle. I think for him, sometimes maybe he can be a lot quicker getting that ball forward. You know, he's a great security blanket in there. But for him, can he be a little bit more direct? Can he look for those balls, sending guys out wide or forward? But he's not afraid to get stuck in either, which is great for setting the tone for the team.
Zides goes to ground, and Kyle Zayed, the captain of this team, and a player that John Willenek has really relied on to keep this team under control when things get a bit hectic. And he's played along the back line, he's played some midfield, so a versatile guy. And the eldest at 24 years of age. A little bit mistouch here from Gomez as the pressure coming quickly from Gomon. It's a throw for Red Bulls too. Zayed, a little bit of room. Back out to the right back, Acosta.
Such a huge responsibility for Zayek at 24. We spoke about he's the oldest in this team by a couple years, and what a great learning curve for him. You typically, on most teams, if you're 24, you know, you're maybe on the younger side, but for him to have that responsibility, it must be just massive for his game. And you can see out there he does like to to be the guy leading things, orchestrating things for them.
And it's Castillo able to get back up. You played against the Red Bulls in MLS. Is kind of this tempo, pace come out. It's something they've been known for. And I guess when you put on a Red Bull jersey, that's exactly how you're going to play, no matter who that coach seems to be. This one's lofted up over the top. Bit dangerous as Goma was heading toward goal, but Gomez able to snuff it out. How do you like to attack, or what was maybe difficult as a midfielder when going against a team like this in the way they play?
If you are loose with the ball, is what I'll say, they will take advantage of it. And it's a system that they've used. They kind of went away from it a little bit, but they've had success with it in the past, and it's now something they use throughout the whole organization. And it's one they find success, but if it's not done right, then there is opportunities. There's a lot of breakdown. If you have a younger squad here, they've given up a lot of goals this year, and that just small things like communication, being in the right spot, assessing the situations you're in. So it's a risky formation system, but the rewards are great if you get it right.
And Mark Briggs telling us, we can't overcommit when moving forward. We got to really play through the press. What is he talking about?
It's not panicking on the ball. So they'll want to run at you, 2-3 guys coming at you, and force you to kick it long. It goes back to their defender, or just give it away. Try and do too much with it. But if you can not panic under pressure, keep your composure, play out of it, those 2-3 guys are out of the play. See another foul here. It's been a chippy one to get started.
Yeah, a bit physical between these two. I think Sacramento may be starting to set the tone a little bit, or a yellow card, as this will be handed to Luis Felipe, the first of the evening in the 11th minute. I mean, probably you could count on that one coming. This is probably the 4th time we've seen Felipe go in hard and just undercut Zayed. Zayed's his 3rd USL season, all with New York. Ball to the top. Formella has to get back and defend. And we'll look to play this upfield. Costa looking to cut, finding some space to the middle. A quick step here from Red Bulls. They've got an opportunity. Carlton Belmar has to come back. Here's a shot. It'll miss wide, but you can see him coming. The Hurricane just swarming toward Tomas Gomez, and Raffanello just a bit off of the mark.
You see, he just pulls that shot. Great interchange. So is involved once again, just laying the ball off. The ball finds its way to Raffanello, and puts that into the ground, and it just ricochets to the side.
The Indomitable Club head to the Pacific Northwest August 5th to face Tacoma Defiance. First matchup of the 21 season. Kickoff set at 7 o'clock on ESPN+. Adam and I will have the night off, and so moving forward, flag up pretty early. Great pace though, and you look at Dan Casey and Hayden Sargis. We got Goma to deal with, but I think so, in the way that he has played 3 straight games, 3 straight goals. And what do you do with not only a big physical striker, but a guy who's got some downhill pace?
It's tough. You can hold him up. We've seen he's laid it off a few times, but then when he has that pace to run in behind, one of those 2 center backs have to constantly be aware where he is. And then not only that, you have Goma as well, who has incredible pace.
Off the left side, Balch looking to switch the field. And back comes So. Started nearly every match for the Red Bulls too, trying to get one here for a teammate. And this is cleared away by Hayden Sargis. How about Hayden Sargis and the way that he has played? His confidence seems to be high. And Mark telling us that this match against Orange County last week is the best that he has seen from Hayden Sargis in a Republic uniform. This ball looking to get cross again and defended well again by the 19-year-old out of Turlock. And now Kiesewetter on the run. Not only can he defend, he's got a heck of a right foot, can put that ball right into the next half.
We saw the pass he had for Belmar's goal last week. He can start plays from 70 yards away, and straight away, as soon as Sargis won that ball there, you saw Kiesewetter anticipating where it's going to go and applying some pressure on that back line.
Ball looking for LaCava, and Shannon Gomez is there. That quick first turn from Red Bulls. They've got a lot of quality young players. Raffanello trying to play this across the goal. And now Sacramento, can they counter on their own? Need some runners with them. Kiesewetter using his body to shield. Veteran move. Former Miami MLS player. Now with Sacramento. After playing the MLS's back tournament with one of the newest MLS franchise. It's interesting to see Sacramento trying to stay compact, and they're just sending ball to Kiesewetter, see if he can go 1v1.
It gives them a different look. A couple times now we've seen it when they do win that ball, he's looking to find a space and trying to hold the ball in there. A little late getting support, so he's forced to stay on the ball a little bit longer than he wanted to there, but keep an eye out for that as this game progresses. And those turnovers, the defensive third, he's going to find those spaces out wide up top.
Back to Zielinski. Just his third start for John Linick's side. John Linick has been the only Red Bulls 2 head coach throughout his time, won the 2016 USL Cup. Of course, former MLS player. This ball served in. Dan Casey, bit of a misdirection. Tomas Gomez, man, right on his heels there. A good heads-up play from the goalkeeper, as it looks like Casey may have not directed that in the way that he was hoping to do.
I don't think he knew exactly where that was going to go, but fortunately it landed in the hands of Tomas Gomez. Anytime you put a defender in a situation where they're facing their own goal and they're just putting a leg out, that means you put a good cross in the box.
Casey stepping up. Pete Penningen goes to ground, the Finnish native. Trying to keep it moving forward for Sacramento. It's a little bit of a mess in the midfield for both teams trying to collect this one here. There's Pete, not done yet. Here's Mario Panagos. Got Kiesewetter to his left, being tracked from behind, lays it just behind. Kiesewetter has a quality of touch. Back heel looking for Formella. Formella looking to turn, trying to find a cross in, and it's broken up by Joseph Zielinski in the game's first corner.
It's a good break by Sacramento Republic there, resulting in the corner kick. Could have felt that we could have got more there, maybe get a shot on goal. Panagos, he was getting pressured. You see, as he's breaking through, he's getting pulled from behind, he's getting that pressure, and he just couldn't find it, that ball in the path to Kiesewetter, but good job by him keeping it alive. Opportunity coming here from the corner kick.
Maybe want to Kiesewetter a little bit wider here, see if Sacramento can get this one. Dropped it right in front of goal, headed in! Luis Felipe, what a goal here from a corner kick in the 17th minute for Sacramento.
We spoke about Luis Felipe adding something in the attack going forward. There we go, nothing better than that, scoring a goal as a midfielder.
How about that, switching places, Formella on the corner, and it's Felipe with the header, and it's 1-0.
Mark Briggs will be delighted. That's somewhere they felt they could get an opportunity tonight. First corner kick of the game, goal. Headed
directly on frame from the former San Jose Earthquake. And the Brazilian-raised native, but grew up in New York, strikes back against the New York club. And it's 1-0 Sacramento, and the fans here feeling a bit of excitement. 31 allowed goals on the season for this Red Bulls 2 team. However, Adam, we know how quickly they can score. Very few games are going to end 1-0 when you're talking about the Red Bulls 2 here in 21. Felipe not done yet, moving it forward for Kiesewetter's cut down. And Zielinski, got it clean. Look at Belmar. Belmar and Formella both have had to come back really deep in defensive play, and looks like Zayat is down.
Luis Felipe it was. It caught him a little bit late again. He has to be careful. He's already gotten that yellow card. I know the blood's running through the veins. He's excited right now, but he needs to keep his composure. He's a massive component in that midfield there, so keep it calm. Once you've had that early yellow card, you really do have to be careful, and something I'm sure Pete Penningen was just talking to him there about that.
From a man who got very few yellow cards in his career, this ball goes through. How difficult is it to kind of maintain that? Look, there's a shot on goal, nearly found the bottom corner, coming from Jake LaCava, and just missed target. And a goal kick coming for Sacramento.
Wasn't far away from LaCava. That's LaCava, Raffanello, that's a few shots we've seen at the top of the box. They're not afraid to shoot. You might look at the standings, you might think the Red Bulls not doing great, but this is a team who are 6th in the league in shots. They just haven't been able to put it in the back of the net. They have been doing it lately. We've seen Seoul on a little run here. So the standings might not truly show what this team is all about.
So before that, you talk about Felipe calming down. I know you were a very intense player during your time in MLS and here in Sacramento as well. How do you try to calm yourself down? It's easier said than done, especially up here in the booth, right?
It was a little easier as I got older. It's a great
you
run.
want his quick. Offside again. That's 2 on Kiesewetter today.
It gets a little bit older as you get a little more experience, and Luis Felipe is an experienced guy. But I've been in the situation before where at halftime, I already had a yellow. Maybe I'm playing well, but I've done too many fouls. The referee spoke to me too many times, and you put your team in a tough spot. So the coach, a couple times, got to come off at halftime. So hopefully that's not the case for Luis Felipe. Hopefully he can keep that cool. But the role you play as a central midfielder in there, your job is to go win that ball.
Well, especially with 4 red cards on the season, Sacramento can't afford to continue to push that number up. Especially with some of the injuries they've had. You got to keep guys on the pitch, especially all 11 in the same match. Little back heel. So trying to find a seam, was pushed out and defended well against Duke Lacroix coming in, getting a start tonight. Pete Pennanen is brought down as his knee moves a little bit awkwardly, but he'll be okay. Very impressed with Omar Sow, just a guy that really is going to cause some fits for the Eastern Conference as they move forward. Single match tickets now on sale for upcoming Republic matches at Hart Health Park. Go to the website, sacrepublicfc.com. Get your tickets today. I mean, your perfect night here tonight. 80 degrees, Adam, slight breeze. The Delta breeze is kicking up. This is exactly the kind of evening we imagine when we think of Sacramento soccer. Dark Formella, 2 goals and assist on the season. Excuse me, 2 assists on the season after the corner kick to Luis Felipe here in the first half of play. Casey just loves to hit that ball right back into play. Look at this touch from Panagos, laying it off. Look at the shielding job by Kiesewetter, leaves it for Formella. Formella will dink it up over the top. Here's Felipe again. Right back, Felipe goes for a brace, and he has it! Sacramento with a 2-goal lead!
Luis Felipe with the brace. No goal so far this year, but that is a brilliant team goal right there. The combination, we saw some give and goes. Formella kept the play alive. Finds Felipe at the top of the box. A little shoulder, I believe it was, to Panagos, gets it back, and it's a good finish with the right foot.
It all started with Dan Casey from the back line. Formella keeps it going, but look at Kiesewetter and the job he does. And then Duke Lacroix laying it off for the assist, and Sacramento is rolling here early in the capital city.
Duke Lacroix with the assist. He's come all the way up from the left back spot. He's seen Formella's pushed on. Doesn't matter. The team knows they have opportunities to score tonight. 2 goals early. It's great to see the fullbacks getting up and getting involved in that.
6 USL goals before coming to Sacramento for Luis Felipe. He's got 2 here tonight. Sacramento's got to get out of this, though. This is one thing about Red Bulls, too. They are never done. For a young team in Red Bulls, too, here. You know you can score. They've been really good at getting at least good shots on goal. Plays it off right. Here's a perfect example. Acosta, now Sargis goes to head, and Kiesewetter's going to try to keep possession for Sacramento. And now moving forward, Panagos doesn't have numbers with him. Going to try to draw the foul. And Helio Araguin will not allow it. So why has it been really good on one end of the field and not as good on the other side? This ball comes out a little bit dangerous as Tomas Gomez leaves his line. LaCava looking for a space, keeps it into the 18. Now Pete Pennanen with a bit of a veteran move to cut off the path of LaCava, and a foul is drawn and a goal kick for Sacramento. So why has it been really a tale of two sides of the pitch.
Well, they are good going forward. It's good to watch, but they still don't put the ball in the back of the net enough. And it's just inexperience. I mean, they're young boys on both ends of the field, and defensively, you just don't have as much savvy, as much game experience that they are gaining right now, which is massive. So you're going to make mistakes. You're going to get in the wrong spot. There's going to be that miscommunication. And like we see going forward, you see how dangerous they could be. It's just not that finished product yet. And it's hard to get that for a 20-year-old, 16-year-old Ngoma as well.
You think about your oldest player being 24. Anthony Marcucci, the goalkeeper, is 22. Everyone else is 20 years or younger. And you've got 5 teenagers out on the pitch right now. Meanwhile, Sacramento has 2 of their own. And it is clear to see, though, if you see a LaCava, you see a Raffanella, you see a So, all 20 years of age, and there's some real upside. That ceiling's quite high for each of those players. Out to the right wing, here's Red Bulls 2 moving forward again. And Ngoma was looking for a space. Look at, here's Kiesewetter. Better run, who's coming with him? He's gonna peel off and try to keep possession, and Belmar just kept going down the seam. And he'll lay it off to Shannon Gomez for a bit of possession. I like the idea there from Kiesewetter to not make this a ping pong match.
That's a good experience there. He assessed the situation. Belmar made a great run, but it was a 4v1 at that point.
Well, here's a chance here, a little bit of an overload. Back to Formella, maybe too cheeky from Mario Panagos. Look at Panagos, though, the hustle and the tackles, and that's going to be yellow for Panagos. Quite dangerous, but you like to see the hustle from number 23. And you just hope Matthew Costa's okay. He took a pretty hard shot into that left shin.
Yeah, you see Panagos following through there. He raises his legs. He's got to be careful with those ones. Those are the ones when the balls run away from you and you just overcommit, and that's what he did there. And that's a well-deserved yellow card. Thankfully, Acosta's okay, but again, another player on a yellow card, 26 minutes into the game. You just have to be careful with that.
And 2 key midfielders. But how about the hustle from Mario Panagos? It seems like his confidence is at an all-time high. He's getting the attack much more. I know what we've seen from him is really making that first turn, but his decision after that just wasn't quite there yet. Tonight, it's a much different story.
It looks like he has a good connection with Kiesewetter, smart guy. So he can learn so much just from the movement of Jerome up top, when to play it, where to play it. And as a teenager, getting to play with a guy like Kiesewetter, it's way better than going and playing with someone your own age at this point. So it's been really promising. As this ball's won here, you see Mario's looking to get on it straight away.
You got Lacroix, Formella now on it. Panagos in the middle. Kiesewetter as well to go back to Lacroix on an underlap. Lacroix trying to turn the corner, and it's picked off by Red Bulls 2. Costa back out to Zielinski. A little miscommunication from Lacroix. Thought he had a teammate running behind him. Well, since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of USL Championship. SelectSportAmerica.com. Talked about John Willenick a little bit. Going for his 94th win as a Red Bulls coach. Won the cup in 16 we talked about. But also a fantastic player. I mean, a guy who wasn't an instant star as soon as he came into the league. New York Metro Stars at the time, didn't hang on to him. Ends up coming back, plays for Bob Bradley at New York. Played for 5 MLS teams, that's over. As Felipe is not done yet. Look at this, Kiesewetter onside. 1v1, has a bit of help, and now it's deflected away. Great defending from Daniel Edelman, who came all the way from the midfield to make a stop and deflect that away. Kiesewetter, can't believe it. It was absolutely deflected by Edelman. And that should be a corner kick for Sacramento here.
See Felipe breaking through the challenges, sends Kiesewetter on his way. The ball gets stuck under his feet a little bit, and clearly Edelman gets something on that.
And they just showed replay here.
Yeah. Should have been a corner kick, but Luis Felipe again getting involved in that action going forward.
And that's just great hustle by Edelman, the 17-year-old out of Warren, New Jersey. And we'll stop here. Here's a chance. Red Bulls 2 trying to get one. And they just miss again. Raffanello. How many times have we said Raffanello or LaCava today and going for goal at least 20 yards out? That's a very Adam Moffat type play.
It's a little too close.
A little too close to home, yeah.
More 30-40.
Okay,
Rob,
okay, yeah.
A few times he's popped up in those areas. You'll see LaCava, and you'll see Raffanello do that. The midfielders don't know whether to drop back there. Defenders don't know where to step up with them. So they put themselves in those positions that make it tough to mark, and they definitely know where the goal is, getting around and getting their shots off early.
The team reminds me of Tacoma a little bit, but I think the talent for Red Bulls 2 is much higher than what we see for the Defiance. But similar style, they like to just go forward, try to get goals, try to get their guys developed in the right direction. And John Malinik, I mean, you talk about these two teams that typically you're just trying to develop guys. He's made the playoffs 5 of 6 times. I mean, they've had some great success. And a slip and fall from Shannon Gomez. This could spell trouble. Red Bulls 2 looking for a shot. Just a quick tap coming from So. And it's off the mark again. And so nearly a costly mistake as Shannon Gomez went to ground and So just couldn't find shot on target, and Gomez will have another goal kick.
Really good movement from So. Shannon Gomez slips, and you just see he just drops. He doesn't go towards the goal. Everyone else, defender's going to go towards the goal. He drops into that space, and he just can't get a clean enough connection on it. And once again, you see how dangerous this young team can be.
Well, August is USL Supporters Month, and want to hear from you. Visit uslchampionship.com and Supporters Month for more information on how you can get involved and have a chance to be featured as Supporter of the Week. And Mark Briggs looking to pick up his second home win on the year. This is a team that had quite a difficult stretch, but the last couple of matches now starting to see it come together a little bit. More than anything else, it just seems, if you look out right now, they're more compact. The units together, they're on the same page. Really what we saw maybe in this first week or two of play. It's come back here in the last week and a half. Duplaqua, Formella moving backwards. Hayden Sargis not only good with his right foot, but pretty good with his left foot as well. Is that just talent? Is it something you can learn? Using both feet to that ability?
Putting a lot of time in when you're younger. Not all of his are Lionel Messi. You know, he can probably use his right foot as well, but he's real dominant on his left. So to get further in the game, it's always good. Any youngsters out there listening, it's always good to develop both feet. You see Hayden Sargis playing on the left, center back here. There's not as many left-footed players that there are right. So a guy who can use both feet. Mitchell Tainter does the exact same as well. So it's a huge tool to have.
Lifted up the top, Dan Casey's been stellar all season long for Mark Briggs' side. Has anchored that right center back position, and for a smaller center back, he sure is tough as nails and not afraid to move forward either, though. Does have a goal on the year. Panagos, a little deflection. And Sacramento, of course, a thriller down in Orange County last Saturday, 2-2. As Nabi Kibanguchi with a goal at the death. A ball from Mitch Tainter. And here's a ball sent in, just not able to get high enough. Sacramento struck first, and then a Carlton Belmar goal, and then Nabi with the goal of the week. An absolute sensational goal. And a foul coming in hard as Tomble takes down Kiesewetter. I mean, we saw Mitch Tainer, game-tying goal at the death in San Diego, and then Nabi goes and does the same thing, his first professional goal. Just an absolutely fantastic in fight, in resilience, indomitable spirit, whatever you want to call it, from Sacramento. The one thing we've seen from this club, they don't give up. And that's a great sign of your Mark Briggs.
They don't give up. They keep working to the end. I know the results haven't gone their way, but their fight has been there the whole time. And you go through spells where the ball's not going the back of the net. You've had some unfortunate red cards, but the fight has always been there.
Formella looking for another assist, serves this one centrally. Duke Lacroix heading it back into the mix. Dangerously sent back to Marcucci. And Marcucci on the year allowing over 2 goals a game. Has had 25 saves, but here's a now ball coming to LaCava on the streaking run. Space here for Panagos, playing it out wide to Belmar. Belmar taken down hard from Amir Tombul, and this may see yellow for Red Bulls too. And Tombul with the first yellow card for the visiting side. I mean, you hope Carlton's okay. You understand why he made the tackle. It would have been Carlton Belmar going straight toward goal.
Carlton gets in those situations, those 1v1s. It's a lot of the time the only way defenders can stop him is by going right through him. So hopefully he's okay, and that'll just pad New York Red Bulls 2's lead at the top of the yellow card table. They lead the league with 47. That's 48 now. So Sacramento leads in with Reds. Hopefully no more of those for a while.
Sacramento not too far behind with 39 yellow cards on the year.
We've had 3 so far tonight.
Two for Sacramento, 1 for Red Bulls 2.
We may have a few more.
This ball wafted into the corner, looking for Lacroix. Republic FC and Hard Rock announced a new program designed to show appreciation for community members for their service. We're calling on the greater Sacramento region to nominate heroes, helpers, and community champions for their act of kindness and support. For more information, go to the website listed below here. Acosta getting stuck. Formella right back up on his feet. Ball sent right to frame and near goal from 40 yards out. And again, not afraid to give it a crack at Tombul. That's 4 goals potentially for Red Bulls 2 that merely miss by maybe a foot or 2 at him.
He got a hold of that. That was a wonder strike with the left foot. And if that's a foot more to the left, I don't know if Tomas Gomez is getting that. That was a really well struck ball there by the defender.
I can't remember a time where we've seen a visiting side come to Hartnell Park and shoot this many from outside of 30 yards.
And be good efforts, yeah. And there's probably been a lot.
Sure, they at least are within the 6 yard box.
Yes.
We've seen some thrillers from deep. Mitch Tainer on the bench for Mark Briggs' side is one of those who's had a couple of those. This ball's played forward, looking for Goma, and then so on that backside. That's the other thing interesting about Red Bulls 2. Not only will you see that first runner, they're really good at making runs into the box. And we saw it right there with Tomas able to pick it out, but you got to be really on your toes when you're playing this team. They may be down 2 goals. They don't act like it. Looking for Kiesewetter. Just so good with his body. Quality touch. Formella trying to get it forward and does. And the Berlin native is brought down, and the penalty will be awarded for Jerome Kiesewetter as he is undercut, uses his body so well. Great ball from Dark Formella to set up what could be the game's 3rd goal for Sacramento.
Really good use of the situation there by Jerome Kiesewetter, and there's no doubt that's a penalty kick. And that's the experience he brings to the squad. Gets himself in that area, sees the defender. The defender's a little naive, going to win the ball there. And
he almost initiated the contact there too, but hey, veteran move, right?
It's his space, so yeah, if he moves into it and then the defender comes through the back of you, that's just a smart play. And that's one the young defender, midfielder Edelman will learn from.
And now both sides coming together over the penalty spot, and Kiesewetter is trying to push away Daniel Edelman, who just has been served with a yellow card from Helio Araguin. Well, and now it's starting to get beyond chippy as both sides come together along the 18. Kiesewetter and Edelman still going at it. Interesting too, as we saw with the U.S. little gamemanship along the PK. That spot trying to get the other team to think about it way too long. What ended up happening, I think Acosta really challenged Qatar, and Qatar threw it over the top course there. But Sacramento and New York trying to calm things down. Helio Araguin in front of these two. And now you see So and Kiesewetter. And it looks like it's going to be Dark Formella to take this penalty kick.
All the antics it does, it just builds it for that penalty kick taker. Maybe he'll second guess, where am I going to put it, what am I going to do with it. So a lot of the time you see that distraction coming from that other team, and Dark Formella is a cool cat, so I don't think he minds this.
2 goals on the season, looking for his third. He's got the Tower Bridge Battalion behind him. Crowd stomping their feet here at Hart-Held Park. Araguin checking the line. And Formella's denied, follow-up, goal! Sacramento, it's 3 goals here in the first half. And his signature move to his friend back in Poland, and that's his third on this 2021 campaign, and it's rocking here at Hart-Held Park.
Staying alert, the penalty kick, it was a great save by Anthony Marcucci, and as a goalkeeper, there is nothing worse than just seeing that ball drop and straight back into the striker's path, and Formella puts in the back of the net. As a little look at the penalty that was awarded, and alert smashes it in the back of the net.
Great stop by Marcucci, just a bit unlucky to have that come right back to Formella. Well done, Formella, not giving up on it. It's 3-0 Sacramento. And this is the most goals Sacramento has scored in a half here in the 2021 campaign. Interesting enough is how chippy and physical this really has been between these two sides who have no history together. First ever matchup between these two sides. Not done yet. Red Bulls looking for it. Zayat off the mark. As we close in at the end here, the first half of play. Felipe scored the first on a corner kick from Formella. Felipe again, the 22nd from Lacroix. And then Formella on the penalty kick follow-up. Well, shop online for the best and fresh delivered from Raley's.com. As Sacramento here has a 3-goal lead as we recap just a moment ago. And I think you can point to, while Felipe and Formella have the goals here, really a team effort. Panagos has been brilliant. You've seen Kiesewetter use his body a couple of times now that has now led to 2 goals. The second one for Felipe, and now the penalty kick here that was put home by Dark Formella.
I'm sure fans are at home are excited seeing Kiesewetter. It's a great addition. And just seeing how he operates, he's creating just some new things that we haven't seen this year from Sacramento. And a lot of that is just being that outlet. A lot of those long balls were just coming back typically, but you see he, as you say, Robbie, uses his body so well, protects it, gets free kicks, brings other guys into the play.
Little move there by Panagos got the crowd excited. I know I asked you a little bit earlier about, why has New York been able to not reduce some of the goals that they've seen go in. Well, if you just watch them play, Castillo and Acosta might as well almost be strikers. I mean, they're so far up the field. Tombo and Zielinski almost on an island by themselves for the majority of any attack or counter, especially coming their way.
Their games are fun to watch. They may not play many 0-0s, you know, and maybe as a neutral you might not enjoy 0-0 games. Some people do. I do every now and again. But you want to see action, you want to see shots, you want to see goals. Unfortunately for them, they're not scoring enough and they're giving up too many. But young boys, and like I've said a few times, they're gaining such great experience from these situations they've been put in. Look at the combination
Back heel,
there.
looking for a shot, and it's sent away by Dan Casey. Another quality look coming from New York. And you know that, look at see Pete Pettin step up on Tombo. He's not going to allow him to get another free look, as we saw just a few moments ago. That nearly found the top corner. And 3 minutes of stoppage time, brought to you by Rayleigh's Something Extra. Earn points every time you shop. Sign up today, Rayleigh's.com. Ball sent in, deflected by Gomez. And Shannon will look to turn the corner and keep this up. Right back to Red Bulls. Finding some space. Here's ball played to the left. It's So with a big swing, still up in the air. And it comes to the feet of Hayden Sargis, who has to concede the second corner kick of the game.
Poor clearance by Shannon Gomez. He did a good job defensively. Just doesn't get it away, and the threat was still there. And Duke Lacroix once again throwing his body right in front of the ball, blocking what was Hayden Sargis, I believe it was, got the final touch on there. But they don't want to give a goal here. Here's up a goal.
Edelman out swinging ball, comes to the feet of Sacramento, and Sargis again clears it away.
It's that time, that momentum. It's 3-0. If you give up one goal, they'll come in at the second half.
Castillo, hard driven ball, looking to move one on frame. And a good look from Tombo. And a goal kick for Sacramento. Man, I'll tell you, I'm nervous up here. And I think about Dan Casey and Hayden Sargis and how they've been able to keep their composure here for 46 minutes now. Quite an impressive feat. I mean, this is the most relentless team that we have seen outside of Phoenix Rising here in USL Championship.
Keep going. They're not going to stop in the second half either. So even though it's 3-0, they're going to keep going. They may give up another goal, but they're going to look to get on the score sheet.
So moving forward into the attack, finding streaking LaCava down the spine. He goes, broken up by Dan Casey. Red Bulls 2 from distance, outstretch Gomez. I can't wait to see the statistics on shots. I haven't looked yet. I mean, it has to be over 12 for Red Bulls. I don't know how many on target there, but I'll tell you what, it's climbing already.
They've been mighty close on a lot of these long-range ones.
Look at Kiesevetter's got a step. Just enough coming from Zielinski. Carlton Belmar tracking down. Can Sacramento get one more look? Played it forward. Panagos has his ball deflected away. And out of pressure goes Marcucci. And maybe one more chance here as LaCava breaking forward, has help to his right, finding Omar So. So cuts it back in. Raffanello was waiting on the right side. At the feet of So again, getting in there is Formella. Back, look at Acosta maybe winding up. Raffanello, the New Jersey native, floats this one a bit too high, and there is the whistle to conclude the first half of play. A standing ovation from the home crowd here in Sacramento as the Republic able to put up 3 goals, 2 from that man right there, Luis Felipe. 2 goals on the night, 2 goals on the season, and they were big ones here. Sacramento feeling good as they head into the break. Full halftime show coming up for you. Won't want to miss. We're going to do a mic'd up segment, and then we'll have some thoughts from Adam Moffett. We'll look at some highlights, and we'll talk about the shots from the visiting side as well. Good 45. We still got 45 more to go. Don't go away.
In 2030, in just 9 years, I'll be 18. Off to college.
Probably getting my own place.
I want to live where the air is fresh.
Where they take care of the planet. I want to live in the best city. The cleanest city.
I want to live in a clean power city.
By 2030, SMUD will be 100% carbon-free, so you can live in a clean power city. Join the charge at cleanpowercity.org.
This is the look of a boy who had 3 open heart surgeries by the age of 3. A boy who weathered some of his toughest storms before he could speak. A boy who now has the heart to change the world and a lifetime to do it. For extraordinary breakthroughs and everyday childhoods, UC Davis Health is the region's only nationally ranked comprehensive children's hospital. UC Davis Health, discovering healthy.
And UC Davis Health at the break here between Red Bulls 2 and Sacramento Republic. Well, this week on Mic'd Up, presented by Power Business Technology, we captured a little friendly competition between Shannon Gomez and Mitch Tainer. Let's see who comes out on top.
You like that Trini strike right there? Has a little Caribbean sauce on it. I got you. That was in! Oh, wow.
Milo, you got that, yeah?
I was in that box, Milo.
America win, Trini 0.
Look at this set. Look at this set. Can't hold that one, baby.
1 minute.
2-2.
Hey, do you want to keep going since I just beat you that round?
Where we tied?
No, no chance. It's all on camera. Literally no chance. We'll let the people decide.
Milo cut out that part where he scored that second goal. Make sure you tie it up.
Student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
The 18, the Marcus Sargent goes to his left, hard strike, and it's in the net, 2-1 Oakland.
Split shit, another massive stop. Shoots, deflected, and a big save from Rawls. As Asante takes this on. Oh, that's a tremendous goal from Solo.
In 2030, in just 9 years, I'll be 18. Off to college.
Probably getting my own place.
I want to live where the air is fresh.
Where they take care of the planet. I want to live in the best city. The cleanest city.
I want to live in a clean power city.
By 2030, SMUD will be 100% carbon-free, so you can live in a clean power city. Join the charge at cleanpowercity.org.
continue on UC Davis Health at the break. What a half for Sacramento Republic FC, 3 goals. The New York Red Bulls 2, none. News and notes, let's go around the league, shall we? And New Mexico, really great to see, and this is something they've been fighting for over the couple of years. Really great fan base, very supportive, and they are looking to put in a new 10,000 seat soccer-specific stadium right there in Albuquerque, so it should be really great to see. And then USL Championship on ESPN, newcomers Oakland Roots host leaders Phoenix Rising. Now that's this week, August 4th. It's going to be 7 Pacific. Should be a fun one. Those two teams are just really starting to go back and forth, and looks like we have a matchup there that will be quite interesting for Sacramento to keep their eyes on as well, as they have a very vested interest in how those two teams end up. Let's go to the standings in the Pacific Division, shall we? And this is powered by Honda here. So Phoenix Rising still up top, 29 points, but there is quite a bit of teams right there fighting for that 4th spot. And should Sacramento win tonight, they'd be right back in the mix, tied with Las Vegas, Tacoma, and LA Galaxy, but would have a game in hand against Las Vegas and Los Angeles, but they are right back in there. So 3, 6, and 4 would obviously move to 4, 6, and 4 if they're able to hold on to the victory here tonight. Let's go to the scoreboard, shall we, and look around that league. We just talked about Phoenix and Oakland, of course, San Diego also in the mix as well. And those teams, it's Orange County right now, 3 goals over Oakland to none. And that is actually now final. So let's have a break. We'll come right back. We'll have your highlights and much more as we continue on with UC Davis Health at the break.
In 2030, in just 9 years, I'll be 18. Off to college?
Probably getting my own place.
I want to live where the air is fresh.
Where they take care of the planet. I want to live in the best city. The cleanest city.
I want to live in a clean power city.
By 2030, SMUD will be 100% carbon-free, so you can live in a clean power city. Join the charge at cleanpowercity.org.
This is the look of a boy who had 3 open heart surgeries by the age of 3. A boy who weathered some of his toughest storms before he could speak. A boy who now has the heart to change the world and a lifetime to do it. For extraordinary breakthroughs and everyday childhoods, UC Davis Health is the region's only nationally ranked comprehensive children's hospital. UC Davis Health, discovering healthy.
You got one chance. Hang on. If you get it closer than him right now, you win. If he is closer than you, he wins. Everything's on the line right now, Luna. Go for it whenever you're ready. Here's the throw. Oh, it is so close. But Tom with an excellent first throw.
Fans feeling pretty good so far that first 45 minutes. Let's see how it all went down. First half highlights brought to you by SMUD. As early on, we could tell quickly, Adam, it was going to be one that was going to keep you on your toes. And we begin the 17th minute after a couple good looks from Red Bulls 2. Sacramento came in, corner kick, first for Luis Felipe on the year from Dar Framella.
Really good header as well. He just a little glance into the far post, and then once again, Luis Felipe, we spoke about him getting involved in the attack. Following Lacava's shot, he will have a goal coming up. Again, we've seen loads of those strikes from the Red Bulls.
And here's exactly what you're talking about. It started with Dan Casey again. Look at this team effort, though. Formello back to Panagos. And then a little bit of fight here. Kiesewetter shielding. Formello puts it right back in the mix. Duke Lacroix lays it off. And Felipe second on the night.
We're looking at 5 different players getting involved there. And just last second, you see Duke Lacroix coming in. And if he's not there, there's no goal there. So that's great team combination, something we've missed.
Tell you what, it's never going to be an easy one when it comes to this side. Is that they're going to be relentless. But Sacramento picked their points and were able to get something going here. And Kiesewetter with a really good look. But Daniel Edelman, great hustle to break that up and just send it off a mark that Kiesewetter couldn't get through.
Edelman tracking back. He ran so hard to get there, and he put off a good goal scorer. And you see Kiesewetter involved once again, using that savvy, experienced brain of his, gaining the penalty kick. And so unlucky for Marcucci, but Formello was there on hand. 3-0.
3-0 Sacramento coming up big. I'll tell you what, though, the one thing I was impressed with, just the relentless pursuit of shooting from anywhere for the Red Bulls too. And here it is, 12 shots. Unfortunately, not a single one on target. And it's hard because you look at that and you say, well, that must have been real. They weren't that far off, Adam, and they were right there and easily could have a goal or two.
And the ones that were going to be on target were blocked. We saw some good blocks by Sargis, Lacroix. So they'll look to add to that in the second half. I wouldn't be surprised to see them getting up to 20 shots. So for the Republic, they want shots on target to stay 0.
But for Sacramento, they really look good. Their shots on target, best percentage-wise we've seen all season long. And that is brought to you by Lasher's Subaru in Elk Grove. And so this is a first half that Sacramento will be quite thrilled of. And when you look at this and say, well, 3 goals, you got to be feeling good. You want to chalk up the 3 points already. But if you're Mark Briggs at the break, what are you telling your side to make sure you stay with it?
If you could have seen Mark Briggs the last few minutes of the first half, he was so animated on the sideline because Red Bulls felt like they could have got a goal there, and he knows how big that would have been, how it changes the game. So he will make sure that they come out their second half the same, that fiery determination, look to add to the goals and keep it tight at the back.
And if you're John Linick for Red Bulls too, what are you looking to your team to do? Obviously, you're trying to fit a style, you're trying to train some guys, but being down 3 goals, I don't care how old you are, what competition level it is, it doesn't feel good.
It doesn't, and we spoke about him requesting this game here in this environment against this team. This is what these players are here for, to learn from these experiences, and let's see how they come out in the second half.
And we asked John just about, you know, what is it like, especially because he had so much success those first 4 seasons. And it started to slip a little bit, maybe some of the ideology changed. COVID obviously really impacted them, not being able to send MLS guys down to train. And then here this year, a little bit more of the same, not being able to send so many MLS guys to help them out. And he said, you know, this challenge exists every single year. We want our young players to get experience, and that's what we're here for. And I'll tell you what, just looking at this, forget the goals. LaCava, So, Raffanello, 3 guys that you should probably remember because they'll probably be in MLS very soon.
I wouldn't be surprised to see their name popping up in a couple years for the Red Bulls first team.
Well, and you know how easily it can go is that you work from way up, and the way that USL has become such a great pathway for guys, not only to MLS, but even beyond, and it's a whole different scene. So second half now has started here at Heart Health Park as Sacramento with a 3-goal lead. No time to let up yet. As you know, this Red Bulls 2 team is going to come out firing 12 shots at the break as they'll look to get a couple on frame and see if they can get one past Tomas Gomez here tonight. Felipe made the team of the week in week 12 on the bench, had a solid performance, has had some really good assists on the year, but what he's doing tonight, it's another level, Adam.
When the goals haven't been coming and someone has to step up, and he's not the guy we would have expected tonight to put the ball in the back of the net, but he's done it twice, so you'll take that for a team who's been struggling to consistently get the ball in the back of the net. Good job, Luis Felipe.
Sacramento looking to extend their unbeaten streak to 3 matches. Castillo gonna whip this ball in and right into the arms of Tomas Gomez. Tomas Gomez, of course, has seen the Red Bulls too in his career. He played with St. Louis, Pittsburgh, and Rochester Rhinos as well. Really put up some great numbers, so he's used to this. He's seen this a couple times over his career in USL. How about Mario Panagos and Hayden Sargis both getting the start here again for Mark Briggs, and he's just really complimentary and love the way that Hayden played. Has really been impressed the way that Mario continues to learn and the way that they're giving him things to think about each game. And he said this week is really using his body more and being more decisive after he turns the corner. I think we've already seen it there. Much more physical, getting into the mix. Has made some pretty good decisions as well. Here's Edelman trying to play this ball to So. Sargis lifts it over the top for Formella. Moving forward, Goma lays it off to So. So looking to get a look on it. Just cannot break free, and already you can see a bit hectic here. I don't think this is the pace Sacramento wants. More of what Red Bulls probably want to see.
We're going to see in this half, we're going to see a lot of the ball for the Red Bulls. You can see Sacramento sitting a little deep early. You just got to be real careful with that, because if you're sitting too deep, you're allowing them on top of you. And what they're trying to do is stay compact, not allow those spaces in between. But there's a lot of game left to play, so if you do that too early, then things can change quickly.
I think if you're Red Bulls too, you get an early goal here, you're going to feel right back into this game. Here's a look, Raffanello playing it across, broken up by Luis Felipe, just not able to keep it at his feet. And it's out of play, and he is feeling a bit frustrated by that one, as Raffanello really setting up his teammate well, and then as he got it back, couldn't keep it. Lucky break for Sacramento, the build-up relentless.
Good play again, Raffanello. He gets himself in these really dangerous spots and just at the end takes his eye off the ball.
He's got 3 goals, 3 assists in 12 appearances, and his 3 assists are really amongst the top in the Eastern Conference, tied for 3rd. But comes over from Indy 11 out of Penn State. Another goal kick here for Sacramento. And Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Sacramento at Fire Mountain. Mind you, your rhythm is closer than you think. Last visit to California for Red Bulls too, Adam? 2018. And it was against the LA Galaxy 2 in a 1-1 draw in a match that saw LA Galaxy 2 attempt over and over in about a 30-second span. I think about 4 shots that just could not find target. Pete Pennanen dribbling through the defense here. A little bit of a push behind, and it'll set up quickly. It's been quite some time. You've made the trek across this country. This isn't like playing in the UK here, Adam. This travel is not something that not everyone can get used to. 5-6 hour flights, especially when you have delays, can end up being 18-hour days at times. We've seen the Red Bulls, what they had to deal with this week. And a bit of collision, both teams, physical play. And how hard can the travel be, especially if you're not used to it? And on the East Coast, a lot of these cities are even closer than the West Coast. So you're only maybe having a bus ride about an hour or so.
Big adjustment. And we think about it, this game started at 8 Pacific time, so that's 11 Eastern, and your body adapts. You know, they came in a day or so earlier, but not that quick. So a lot of these guys might be getting tired. We might see a few falling asleep out there. They're young. Oh, they're fun. They're usually playing video games at this time of night, right? Yeah. But it was tough, and a lot of my career I spent in Columbus, which was East Coast time and not essentially on the East Coast, but we'd have connecting flights from everywhere from Columbus. So smaller market. Good hit Gomez took right there, but it's tough. You're in the airport a lot. You're grabbing bags. You're doing all that. It's a lot of travel. But it's a good experience. Like you say, these boys haven't done this since 2018, so get it under their belt. I'm sure there'll be plenty more to come.
Well, when they get back to New York, they're going to begin a 3-match homestand. So it'll be a little bit easier. They play in a beautiful stadium in New Jersey. So got to look at it. So with a strike and just off frame one more time. An absolute deadly shot coming from Omar Sow that just misses target. Tower Bridge better be careful there. Take a handoff.
It's a good combination again, the attacking play. It was Raffanella dropping deep, sent out wide to Costa, and then So just slices a little bit. Plenty of power behind that. I mean, if that hits the target, Gomez, I'd fancy him to save it, but he's not holding on to that thing.
Ball into the corner for Kiesewetter, going 1v1 is Zielinski. Zielinski able to find it, dumps it off. Formella and Kiesewetter. Deep throw. Kiesewetter wanted that one to Formella just a bit late. Formella back with the club, took some personal time to head back home. Comes back strong here. An assist and a goal tonight. A little crafty move, playing it forward, looking for Panagos, trying to find Kiesewetter. And defended away by Amir Tumble. Tumble in his first USL season, 20 years of age, out of Turkey. Did play in the Portugal B side before coming to New York. This ball's in the middle, trying to find a teammate. Qua can't do it. Look at Pennanen with a turn. Pennanen will go for goal. And that's just a bit of a Red Bull 2 recipe there.
I thought he was going to show the young boys how it's done from outside the box there, but it was a really nice turn by Pennanen, and just good awareness, knowing where the space is, and similar to So, another end, you just slice through that ball a little too much.
A couple of the veteran guys that has played with Red Bulls 2 this year did not make the trip over, so a little bit short-handed team here for John Molinik as well. Maybe one of the younger teams we've seen them put out on the pitch so far this season, even though they are one of the youngest in the entire USL Championship. Well, a Quail collection now available for immediate shipping, and you can also get it at the team store as well. All you do is go by the team store in the Midtown shop there upstairs, and you can pick up one of those Quail kits that the club is wearing today. Over the top, Edelman looking for So. Big body battling. I'll tell you what, you've seen Lacroix, Sargis, and Casey. Even Gomez at the time really doing a nice job on Omar So. I mean, is a guy who's big and physical and turns well, not afraid to shoot from areas. I'm sure as a defender, you played mostly midfield, but you were in the back line a couple times. When you get those scouting reports, when you see a guy who's probably a striker, typically likes to take shots near the 6 or on that right side, hard to scout someone like Omar So. He's done a little bit of everything.
Very hard to play against them, and he hasn't scored tonight, but he's had several opportunities, not only, as you say, from strikes from outside the box. His movement in and around the box has been really good as well. And at 20 years of age, you know, he still has plenty of time to develop.
Edelman looking to switch, trying to find a teammate. Little back heel coming. Undercut, Belmart. And Zayat's able to get back to it. Castillo just couldn't find a teammate. Here's a chance now, looking for LaCava. LaCava poking it, saved by Tomas Gomez. Big save from the 27-year-old out of Inglewood. And LaCava, to his disbelief, and I think he's got a point, can't believe that did not find net.
Well done, Tomas Gomez finally gets a shot on frame against him, and he's ready for it. Good, strong right hand. And
ball served in quickly, top of the box. And Pennanen a foot to it. Winding this ball up. Try to get some movement on it was Zielinski. how about that quality and touch and just composure by the 20-year-old LaCava in the box there. Able to get a look on it. Castillo comes back out wide, looking for Edelman. And Edelman will pass it up. Red Bulls 2 now taking their time here with possession. Look, Qua going all out to break that ball up, and Sacramento not done yet. Felipe holds off. Has to be careful, already has a yellow card. He picked up earlier in the game. This ball's lofted toward goal. Out goes Tomas Gomez. A crashing Goma. So was in the neighborhood as well, and a good service in. And the veteran gets the best of Red Bull.
Well taken. And what's so good about this from Gomez is he doesn't give up the rebound, because if he does, Edelman's right there. So the awareness just to push it around the post, give up in a corner kick, but that's okay. Not giving up that goal.
Carlton Belmar. Bit of cheekiness, and that goal from Carlton Belmar against Orange County. A little bit of a dance move on Nate Smith on that left side for Orange County, and just a spectacular ball previously from Hayden Sargis as well to set it up. And Sargis getting the assist and Belmar getting the goal. And I know you want to see more of that from these top strikers, especially guys like Carlton Belmar, who has 43 USL goals all time. Penningen lofted this one's going to go into the wind. Will come back a bit more than he was probably hoping.
See a box over there.
Red Bulls were in action about 8 days ago against Pittsburgh, fell 3-1, but Omar Sow did have the lone goal as an equalizer in the 28th minute. And we're not able to hang on, and it was the third straight match that Sow had a goal, ended up landing him on the team of the week. Just the week prior, so he's had a really good run so far and really getting him into some shape here. And I've been impressed with Goma too. I mean, you kind of forget he probably hasn't made the best runs all the time, but he's very active. He's just 16 years of age.
16 years of age, made his debut for the Red Bulls 2 last year. I believe the youngest ever played for them at 15. So it's a lot. It's a lot, but I've spoke about it. It's much better for these boys to be in this environment than playing against boys their same age. Even though they're losing 3-0 right now, yeah, it is still, there's so much to be learned out there.
Well, look at just the, I mean, education that Panagos and Sargis had, and just their growth just from a year ago and where we are. Combo looking forward, trying to get something going, and again, Omar Sow just off frame. But we've seen Panagos much greater confidence. It feels like there's multiple attacks now from Mario from where we were last year, maybe a little bit more one-dimensional, had the talent, but Hayden Sargis as well, we knew he could deliver a really good ball. But Mark wanted to see him grow defensively this year, and we've seen that now here in the last couple of weeks.
Last year he was arguably one of the strongest players, Hayden Sargis. Slow start this year. Again, and you can attribute that to just the youthfulness, just not fully played enough, to be honest. So he's learning. He's back in the squad. He's not put his head down and just given up on it.
Castillo, and look at this crashing in. Red Bulls 2, Omar Sow again. Tomas Gomez right in the spot that he needed to be, and a little bit of alert play from the veteran.
Just dealing with that adversity as a youngster, from being that starting guy to all of a sudden not getting any minutes. That's the response the coach wants to see. He wants to see Hayden Sargis come out here and have a great night, a good run of games. That's how you can grow.
Well, the good thing for Mark Briggs too, he's got 3 really quality center backs. Mitch Tainer, who's come off the bench the last couple of weeks, but Mitch has played well. Casey's played well. Sargis has played well. So it's been a tough decision and good competition for those 3, as each of them probably deserves to be starting. A couple of public players up off the bench. This one's played into the corner. Not sure if he'll get there in time. Able to save it in play. Great hustle coming from that right side. Matthew Acosta again showing his wheels. Edelman will switch the field to Castillo. Out comes Belmar. Castillo, a little bit of space, looking for Sow. And Shannon Gomez will just send this to the goalkeeper, Marcucci. It's got to be tough for a guy like Anthony Marcucci as well. I mean, at Connecticut College, 4 years there, 54 appearances, just 27 goals. I mean, this is not a guy who saw a lot of goals get behind him, and it's been a tough go in his first professional campaign. This ball is going to send from deep and finds the net. What a strike coming from Jeremy Raffanello, and it's now 3-1 Sacramento.
That changes the game. Give these guys time and space at the top of the box, and they've been asking questions, and no one's been putting pressure on the ball, and Raffanello finally hits the target with one, and the game's back on.
A wondrous strike from Jeremy Raffanello. You can't teach that, Adam Moffat.
We've seen them hit several good ones so far. We spoke about it. They haven't hit the frame. They finally do, and that's hard to stop, and they go again here.
Gomez falling, Castillo looking for some space, dumping it off to Goma. Quickly back in, Hayden Sargis heads it away, and a battle ensuing here. Shannon Gomez able to push this upfield. Can Sacramento counter here? Belmar going 1v1, cuts it back inside. He's got Formella to his left. And Formella turning right back, so shifty. Formella right back, tries to heel it right back inside. I think it was off his arm anyway. Good idea from Carlton Belmar. Trying to turn that back down. What a turn of events. And we've seen Sacramento counter. Well, that's about the quickest counter we've seen from this club all season long, and nearly ends up with a good look on goal.
Final ball from Belmar was just a little behind Formella, but it was good to see Colin just driving forward with the ball. Castillo's down on the ground right now. That might be the end of his night.
Red Bull 2 have some players going as well. You could just feel the energy rising as Carlton Belmar was making that run. Veteran move to cut it inside. Just enough back to not allow Sacramento to get a good look on it. 4th on the year for Raffanello. And 3 assists to go with his 13 appearances. He has really had a breakout year in his 2nd professional season. This is also a guy in Raffanello who has appeared on the youth national team, U19 squad. Probably likely see him as he continues on. He may even get a look if he continues this progression, as Castillo is able to walk off on his own. But I imagine here 63 minutes now has gone by. Will we see some substitutes coming from each side? I mean, for Sacramento, we know they're fit. I don't think we've seen a pace like this. I mean, this is a whole different ball game. Talk about playing 90 minutes. This is maybe already 90 minutes and 60 minutes.
It's relentless. It's relentless. And now that the Red Bulls have scored that goal, they're going to keep going. They're going to look for that 2nd goal, possibly a 3rd. And we'll see more of what we just saw from Belmar there, breaking out. Sacramento might sit, but if they can hit them on the counter-attack, that's where the opportunities can come.
So we talked about this team struggle a little bit. 5 wins, 11 losses, not a single draw in the pandemic season for Red Bulls 2. Their first time ever they did not make the playoffs. Castillo keeps this in play, and that's where we talk about the relentlessness from this team. Down 2 goals and hits the side of Penninet. And Sacramento, meanwhile, 30 points, 8-2 and 6, 2nd place in Group A. And of course, we know the controversial late goal by Phoenix to end the season. So Mark Briggs aside, trying to make the postseason for an 8th consecutive year. What kind of substitution do you want to maybe see here from Mark Briggs? Are you going to go with more youth, maybe add some veterans, and you got mostly veteran guys on the bench here tonight? This ball's lofted in, looking for So over the head of Sargis, and both colliding near the 6, and it falls out of play for a goal kick coming. What do you want to see from Mark Briggs this side?
I think in the midfield, you know, you see Pete Pennington's a little tired. You know, it's Fatai Alashi is the guy actually coming into the game right here for the youngster Mario Panago. So adding a little bit more experience, a little more savvy. But those legs are starting to get a little bit tired. You see some guys maybe not able to cover the ground defensively, but then the way they're playing, they have to go forward as well. They can't just sit back the whole time. So just keep an eye out.
Well, great shift for Mario Panagos. Did a lot of really good things tonight. And to me, one of the best games I think we've seen from Mario Panagos. We've seen him have good goals. We've seen him have really nice assists. From a shift stamp, this is really, I think, what Mario Panagos can build on when we look at him. And here comes a veteran in Fatai Lashe. I mean, here's a guy, won MLS Cup with Columbus Crew and has had time in MLS with San Jose and Cincinnati. What does he give you off the bench here?
A lot more experience than Mario does. He can cover a lot more ground as well. A little bit more defense-minded than Mario, so he may not create as many opportunities, but with that 3-1 lead, they'll be hoping that he can get on the ball, be a steady, calming presence in there, just not panic in these kind of situations.
And Fatai coming to Sacramento, didn't really have a great opportunity for playing time, and figured this would be a good spot for him. Wanted to come to a place with great atmosphere and really good fans, and really enjoying the California weather, he says, as well as he went to Michigan State. I mean, it's cold up there. You know, you played in Columbus, so
yeah, don't blame him. Looking for looking for somewhere a little better. That's why people often ask me, you ever moving back to Scotland? And I say, no, it rains way too much, way too much. I'm
fewer
happy
jackets
here, yes.
Trying to get a through ball in. And look at this, still fighting Duke Lacroix. Red Bulls, Felipe getting stuck in there. And on the bench tonight, it's good to see him, I think, finally just about healthy. He's been dealing with some groin issues all season long. Rafa Diaz in the 18, so we could see a Rafa sighting here in the next couple of weeks. As you know, Tomas, I think, has done a fantastic job, but it's probably good to sometimes give your goalkeeper a rest too. You think about, obviously, the outfield guys. This one pops up, maybe looking for a handball, won't get it. But Rafa Diaz spent 3 years with New York Red Bulls and John Willinick. Won the USL Cup in 2016. They really liked him. He played 10 games in that 2016 season. And Felipe getting a warning, no more of that. Had a really good run before coming to Sacramento.
Good to see him back. Real unfortunate finally getting back in that squad and then hurting himself again.
Raffanello laying this one off to Goma. Goma gonna send it across the face. Here's a cleanup shot. Just missed the top bar coming from Juan Castillo. Sensational strike from the 18-year-old out of Colombia.
It's a good ball. Cut back in and decides to go for it first time, and he's connected really well with it, but the ball's just rising, and it's another opportunity for the Red Bulls, and Sacramento really has to be careful here, because one more goal, this game's turned on its head. It's really tough to flip that momentum from going to that defensive position to all of a sudden, can we go into attack? So got to tighten it up back there.
Here's the Cava. Cava, also a youth national team player, U16, U18, and Pennanen is taken down hard. And he's going to hold that right knee. He'd had some issues with the hamstring. That's the same spot. Hopefully Pete's able to bounce back up quickly here. Pick both sides here. Who's been the most impressive player for Red Bulls 2 for you?
I think for me, it's been Raffanello. The goal was wonderful, but he's really good energy. He's constantly getting in dangerous areas, wants the ball. For a young guy, that's really, really good thing to have. And again, that goal was world class too. You know, he had a few really good efforts in the first half, but that one was, I'd be proud of that one myself.
I think it's probably say maybe Luis Felipe. So far, you're a man of the match for Sacramento.
I think so. The 2 goals have been great. He's the yellow card changed it for him a little bit. You've seen him, he's been a little reluctant going in for those challenges, which typically he would dominate, but he just has to be careful. But all round, I mean, anytime you score 2 goals as a midfielder, you're almost bound to get man of the match.
Republic FC matches are the perfect place to make lifelong memories with your friends and family, of course. Your group of 10 or more can enjoy discounted seating, a photo on the field, and much more. Plenty of outings still to come for Sacramento on a beautiful night like this. It's not many places I'd rather be here in Sacramento. Look at this move here from Lacroix. Lacroix showed some real quality as well from that left side, and we may see yellow here. And exactly that for Red Bulls 2. And it's Kyle Zajic. Lacroix looks really good out of that back tonight. I think he's had a really good first quick step. We know his pace is good, but his timing has been really on tonight.
And we've seen a little more from the left-hand side tonight. I think Shannon's been a little quieter going forward. Tonight, it just, sometimes that happens, you know, sometimes the
way the game goes.
The way the game goes, that's where the space might be. So
I can tell you this, we know Shannon doesn't want to be. He loves getting forward.
No, I'm sure he still ran probably more than anyone else on the field.
And he's got to get all the way back now as So and Ty Alashe coming together. Look at Alashe still battling centrally, able to break this up and slow things down. And So still on the turf. And that's MLS experience right there, not allowing the break to happen for Red Bulls 2. Ty Alashe, one of the smarter players we've had in a Republic uniform. That's saying a lot. We know Josh Cohen, one of the maybe the brightest, but you know, Fatai got a degree from Michigan State, but he's also continued to take courses online even during this season in business administration. Wanted to get his master's degree. He started this while at FC Cincinnati during the COVID matches, was then sent to Columbus during the game, but or the season, I should say. But continuing those classes, and you know, still looking for potential master's degree here, hopefully in the year, maybe next year, and maybe life after football as well.
Do I fall third in that list there? Was that, it was going to be Josh Cohen, Fatai, then myself?
You're right there.
Right
there, yes.
I almost graduated high school. Almost.
Almost. They have school?
Yes, they do. They do. But that was my decision. I was 16, 17, I left and started my professional career.
And look at you now.
Look at me now.
Look at this from Kiesewetter, still staying with it. He's whistled for the foul. Can't believe it. Crowd doesn't like it either. You can identify with some of these young players and just the tough decision. I mean, you have your friends and your family and commitments typically for a 16-year-old. This ball sent to Tomas Gomez. Another strike coming from far wide, but you look at Sergey Gomez at 16 years of age. I was a sophomore in high school. I wasn't thinking about playing against men who are trying to feed their families. I mean, it's a much different lifestyle at that age, and you had to go through that. I mean, the maturation process that had to happen fairly quickly. I have to imagine there's some pretty tough growing pains. I mean, how did you sort of deal with that?
It's tough. I mean, like you mentioned, you're playing against guys, and not necessarily his teammates because they're all pretty young. But you're playing against guys who are trying to provide for their families. So, yeah, as we see, another chance here, Lacavas.
Goma looking at there and
sliding Goma through there.
Shannon Gomez sends it away.
But my environment was a professional team similar to Sacramento Republic, where it was a little bit older guys. So to break through into that first team was intimidating. It was intimidating when you have guys who have kids, and that's where that mental toughness comes. And
ball sent into Goma, punched away by Gomez.
Good punch there by Tomas Gomez.
Another really good quality ball. Look at this from Formella, just not enough speed on it to get to Belmar. But still 15 minutes to go, and a lot of credit to New York. They do not give up. We talked about the resilience from Sacramento over the last couple of weeks. We saw it down in San Diego. of course, the last-minute draw against Orange County. But here's another good look from Red Bulls 2. This one takes a deflection away, and Dan Casey goes down hard. And you just hope he's okay, and he is likely of taking that one maybe in the gut, and referee will slow things up. And I think maybe he's got the wind knocked out of him. He got hit pretty hard.
Seems to be holding his knee there. That ball just stung him a little bit. Good job just getting his body in front of it, and you see it just connects with his right knee.
Colliding, I think, there with Shannon Gomez. Well, first substitution of the night for New York. And it'll be Matthew Jorgensen out of Denmark. This ball served in, out comes Gomez. May have got a hand on it, but Kiesewetter trying to keep it in play and not able to do so. So Jorgensen coming into the match for Sergei Goma. And Jorgensen on MLS contract. Joined the Red Bulls in 2019 on a $2.5 million transfer fee. Ball lofted right back in. Chance for Red Bulls 2 to continue to put this pressure on Sacramento. Hayden Sargis able to get to it. And now the training set for Betty Almeida may make her way out. And a little bit more defensive minded for Mark Briggs as his second substitution of the night. It will be Mitch Tainter will come to this match for Carlton Belmont. So how about Mitch Tainter and what we've seen him do as a substitute? Came in, got the game-tying goal against San Diego at the death. And then last week in Orange County, comes in as a substitute again and serves up the game-winning goal at the death for Nabi Kibanguchi. I mean, a lot of credit to the 26-year-old who's from New Jersey. And he had a good attitude about it. He's coming and has really made a huge impact off the bench.
A lot of the time you can feel sorry for yourself when you're on the bench, but when your number's called, if you're not ready, you're not going to get those opportunities again. And I'm sure he'd rather be starting games. I know he's dealt with a couple injuries, but to come in and have the impact like he has, that's exactly what the coach pitched you in the game for.
So now with Tainter in, that leaves Casey and Sargis in as well. Does maybe Gomez move up a little bit in the midfield and keep Mitch off to the right? Maybe almost 5 in the back. And see how this all works out. It looks like that's going to be the case as of now.
It may look something similar like we saw earlier in the season, the 3-5-2, which is how that system's been in the past. So it's good you can adapt to the situation, and players know what to expect.
Pete Penningen going to keep this in play. He's brought down, brought back up, chopped down again. Not able to stay on his feet. Bakava took a while to figure it out.
The referee thought it was Sacramento Republic's ball. The linesman ended up giving it to the Red Bulls. He was a little closer, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
So we go back and we talked about 2016 a little bit. Obviously, the USL Cup champions here, Red Bulls 2, was just 2 years after Sacramento had won it. And Sacramento finished first in the West. There was a lot of talk that these two teams were going to meet in the championship. Both looked like they had a clear path to the final. And the way the Republic were playing, it seemed like no one was going to stop them. Unfortunately, an Orange County team couldn't score. It goes to penalties and lose 5-4. And so it was the final that never happened. But really interesting year as Brendan Allen was 15 goals on the year, second. And his Red Bulls continuing to push forward here. Cameron Wass had 12 goals on the year. He was 7th in the league. And then William Bijev, who was with Portland that year, had 10 assists, ultimately became the Republic that next season. And then Danny Barrera was 2nd in the entire league with 9 assists in USL. So a lot of really good players. Obviously, Rafa Diaz was in the mix as well. And look at this ball coming through from Fatai Alashe. Kiesewetter making a move, trying to find a teammate in stride as Red Bulls 2 able to get back. The phantom fall from Castillo. Pennington has a little bit of room, going to switch the field. Formella, little cheeky move. Go 1v1 against Acosta. And now he has some help as two Red Bulls surround Formella. It will be Red Bulls 2 who have the throw. And so 2016, really interesting year. I mean, Rafa played 10 games a year, had 4 clean sheets, really helped them in those final weeks get to where they needed to be. But unfortunately, we didn't get to see that final. So
Orange County ruining it for everyone.
Ruined it for everyone. And here's a substitution, so it's Austin Brummett in for Kyle Zaitz. Zaitz with a pretty good shift. So here's another teenager, 17-year-old out of New Hampshire. Last start was on July 10th, but had worked his way into that starting 11. Got his first professional goal against Charlotte just 3 days earlier. And Linnick puts him in the starting 11. Ended up a 2-2 draw against Hartford, but has mostly come off the bench. Formella has a bit of space. Edelman is there. And a throw for Sacramento.
Formella and Kiesewetter look to be building a little bit of chemistry up there. You see them, they're both smart players, and there's been a few nice combinations, and that's something Mark Briggs will be delighted to see. It's just building that. You know, we're not even halfway into the season yet, so there's plenty of more games for that to develop, and I'm excited to see where that goes.
We're looking to start the second half of the season on a high note. Oakland Roots welcome high-powered Phoenix Rising. USL ESPN continues. That's on Wednesday, August 4th, 7 o'clock Pacific on ESPN2. Sacramento will replay the June match that was not completed on August 11th. So that's coming up. Adam and I will be on the call for that on My 58. That will be played in Livermore. Here is a streaking Shannon Gomez wide open on this right side. He's going to look for frame. I think just too much time winding up, and Castillo is able to recover. And here comes a substitution for Mark Briggs. And Cameron Iwasa into the match. 1 goal, 1 assist on the season. And he will come in for Jerome Kiesewetter, who had another nice shift. Really like the way that he uses his body. So Kiesewetter 2 for 2 in my book in the performance he put in for Sacramento. Here's Iwasa, top 10 all time in USL goals scored. He's going to see if he can put one more on the board for this side. And now with Kiesewetter, you have a few more options in striker. Now with Tucker Bone out at the moment, it does allow you to have 4 healthy strikers, and Malik Foster really starting to come back. Could be ready by the end of the month, so giving much more firepower to bring Iwasa off the bench or bring up Belmar off the bench.
Mark Briggs also spoke about with the introduction of Kiesewetter, he's seen a little bit difference in Belmar, Iwasa. And we spoke about it with the centre backs earlier. There's lots of competition for spots, so that's what bringing the new face can do.
We'll connect your family to world-class care at UC Davis Health. It's like Pete Bennett may have taken one to the back.
He's going to need a long ice bath after tonight. He has been beaten up.
He's not as young as he was. He's 30 now. But what a player. I mean, you really haven't quite seen the best of Pete Pennington yet. I mean, he led his team to a championship in Finland last year. Played for cups. And really one of the best players in Finland over the last couple of seasons. And the steal for Sacramento. Has had a lot of good looks, just not able to connect yet. Who wants it? Sacramento will take it. Little play it off. Cam onside, just offside. Tried to get back onside, but didn't have enough space. It's tough play for Marcucci as well, not really knowing exactly who to pick up.
Yeah, you see Awasa tries to curve that run, bring it back round, and Penningham would probably want that back, maybe take a touch and shoot himself.
Castillo gonna whip this ball in across. Is taken out, Dan Casey. Edelman. Raffanello has the lone goal. LaCava looking for a chance. And Gomez not able to keep this in play. Hard driven ball and won't hit anything. Republic FC mobile app, your home on match day with updated features, including easier navigation, in-app entertainment, live stats, bringing all the match day excitement right to the palm of your hand. Download it today. Republic also making news this week, adding 7 academy players to first team contracts. Allows them to retain their NCAA eligibility while also getting a chance to play with the first team here. And we may see Luis Felipe be attended here by the training staff. And Edelman's still fired up. And this young man has been fiery all evening. Got into it with Kiesewetter. He's had a few choice words and ended up getting a yellow card in the first half.
I've been impressed with him as well. He's covered a lot of ground and he's not afraid to get into it with a guy like Jerome Kiesewetter. I like to see that, a little fire from a young player.
17, I was a junior in high school, and to me, you kind of puts it back in perspective. Here's a chance for Sacramento. It's just a bit of a heavy touch from that left side to Duquois. Well, Red Bulls 2 will host Tampa Bay Rowdies on August 6th, and Sacramento will be back in action on August 11th. So a bit of time off for Mark Briggs' side. A little miss hit from Mitch Tainer. Back to So, Mitch Tainer again, and a piece of it coming from Red Bulls 2. Edelman finds it at his feet. Looking to retain possession here, but they've got to move. They're down 2 goals. This one's going to go right for goal, and Tomas Gomez will go to ground. Talk about some of the youth and guys coming through, and probably one of the biggest names, Caden Clark, who had 3 goals, 5 assists, and 12 appearances for Red Bulls 2 last year. Moved up to MLS, of course, and now will be transferred to the Bundesliga. And really phenomenal. I mean, you look at it, he had an assist today against New England, and just 16 years old when he officially signed with Red Bulls 2. I mean, this is not a guy who was drafted. I mean, he came through the USL system and now is headed to Germany in the top flight. Pretty unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. He's going to be playing Champions League football here soon, so it can happen just like that. It can happen. Every single player out here right now is in the shop window. The teams are watching all the time. They're seeing how guys like Raffanello are doing, and you make it to that next step. You continue to work on your craft, and we're seeing all these young American players playing for these big teams now.
Castillo sends this across goal. You know, it's quite quickly showing that the system is, there's a lot of debate about how it should be set up here in the United States, and finally it seems like there's a pathway here that if you're not a superstar at the age of 14, you still have a really good opportunity to ultimately play at the highest level.
When I first came over 2007, I was playing in the USL for a little bit and then the MLS, but for the MLS there was no. Watson making a good run in behind. Ooh.
Okay, there's an open goal. Got to find Alashe to his left, finds Fatai. Fatai settles, comes back one more time. It's broken up by Red Bulls 2. Just too many touches. Shannon turning the corner. Sacramento curling this ball and just a bit too easy. Huge break for Red Bulls 2 to come away unscathed.
That would have sealed it right there. Fatai would be disappointed that the ball was a little behind him on Awasa. You see Awasa does great getting past the goalkeeper here, but as he plays that ball, it's a little behind Alashi. He has to take that touch, and then it's just too far out of his feet. Second touch after he beat the defender.
Cam has used his body a couple times this year, deep into that attacking third to set up a teammate, Penninan. He's onside. Got to look for some runners here. Felipe. Brilliant night for Luis Felipe with 2 goals. Back to Penninan. Penninan looking for someone onside. He's taken down. And that goes against Penninan. So, well, this 4 minutes of stoppage time brought to you by Rayleigh's Something Extra Rewards Program. Earn points every time you shop. Sign up today at Rayleighs.com. Love it. You can hear some of the fans here just still furious, yelling at the referee. Up 3-1 with just 2 minutes to go. Doesn't stop here at Heart Health Park. Ball lifted. Looking for a chance. Right to the foot of Red Bulls 2. Right into the arms of Tomas Gomez. A good strike from Jorgensen. Not able to break through, and it remains 3-1.
Good hands by Gomez to smother that ball, and then he'll take his sweet time right here. Run down as much of the clock as possible. Once again, though, another chance with the Red Bulls.
It looked like Casey may have gotten stuck in the turf a bit, just overran it. And this team who had 12 shots at the half. And they have been relentless here in the second half as well. Now at 21 shots on the evening, 2 on target. I don't know if we've seen a team, I mean, it probably has been, take this many shots here at Heart Health Park on the visiting side. Because when Phoenix plays here, it isn't this type of match. It's a much different physical, a little bit more, I mean, there's very few times where we've seen an opponent put up 20 shots in a match.
It's fun to watch. We spoke about, we've seen a lot of the same teams, and I know for Mark Briggs and his staff, and same for John Wolonek, it's seen a lot of the same teams, but it's good to get something different, and as we've seen tonight, I'm sure fans would love seeing.
Some of the broadcasters as well.
Yes, it's great for us. We're seeing a lot of young players we haven't seen all year, and changes it up for us.
Well, there's the final whistle as Sacramento scores 3 in the first half, and they take this one 3-1. And what a performance by that man. Luis Felipe gets his first and second goals of the season. He is your Western Health Advantage man of the match in Republic. Pick up 3 points, their second home win of the season. Great team effort all around. Fun match as well. Watching the Red Bulls 2 come in here and put up 21 shots on the evening. Really a fun match, and we're excited to be here for it. Well, let's go to the post-game show here in a moment, because we've got a lot of highlights to go through. Final thoughts from Adam Moffat, don't want to miss it. But here in Sacramento, the Republic take this one 3-1 against the Red Bulls 2.
This is the look of a boy who had 3 open heart surgeries by the age of 3. A boy who weathered some of his toughest storms before he could speak. A boy who now has the heart to change the world, and a lifetime to do it. For extraordinary breakthroughs and everyday childhoods, UC Davis Health is the region's only nationally ranked comprehensive children's hospital. UC Davis Health, discovering healthy.
Duke Lacroix face. That's how I'm feeling right now, Adam Moffat, as our power business ecology image of the match. Fired up. What a fun one this one, huh?
Fun to get the win, fun to get 3 goals, fun to see a lot of action.
All right, well, let's keep it going, shall we? Let's take a look at how it all went down here in our final highlights. And it's powered by Smud. Back and forth, high energy early on. Sacramento would get the first crack at it at this Atlas disposal corner kick.
Good ball in by Formella and well attacked by Luis Felipe. First goal of the night for him.
Great service coming from Dark Formella there. 22nd minute, and good look here from the Sacramento Republic. And I love the way that Kiesewetter used his body to set this up for Dark Formella, sending it right back into the central part of the field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Republic jerseys in the neighborhood ready to get this one on goal. It's Felipe again.
He's going to sleep well tonight, Luis Felipe. It might not actually, it might just be reliving those goals through his head all night.
Maybe too pumped up, that's for sure. How about this term? Absolute thunder strike coming from all the way out, 40+ yards away, just missed frame. 41st minute, Sacramento still rolling, and then Kiesewetter drawing the foul in the box, using his body, may have initiated the contact. If I'm a Red Bull fan, probably not too happy. Dark Formella makes it pay 3-0 going into the break.
Good position to be in, 3-0, and we saw the shot from the Red Bulls. We thought if they were going to score, it was going to be from outside the box.
And LaCava just a bit unlucky.
Great save by Gomez on this one. It's just a good strong hand, and once again just pushing it around the post. And that goal did come from them. We thought it might have been from a long range shot, and
well, speak of
take that out.
Yeah, Raffanello, his 4th on the year, and it's a absolute blistering strike. I don't know who you are, but you're probably not saving that unless you're maybe 7'7". Raffanello makes it 3-1, and here's where the possession started to really tick in the favor of the Red Bulls too. Other side, Castile nearly got a good look at it. A little bit nervous there for a moment. No lead is safe when you have this team. And 22 shots now officially, 3 of them on target. Sacramento 7 shots, 4 of those on target, 3 goals to 1. And I'll tell you what, there's a little bit of physicality. There was a lot of pace. We had a lot of shots. I mean, all around, really interesting to see how this all came out to be. Final stats brought to you by Toyota. So you look back at this match and you think, how can we top that? Well, we're going to try. We got Tacoma on the 5th, and then at Oakland, and then here back for Las Vegas, at Phoenix, and then San Diego. So a tough August at the end, but I think there's some real gettable games here. Sacramento could go on a nice little run. And Western Health Advantage bringing you these upcoming schedule look, and your thought on what we might see here against Tacoma and Oakland.
It is a chance. It's a chance to create a little separation between Oakland, catch up with Tacoma, maybe, you know, build a little separation from them. Big games coming up. Vegas Lights as well. You don't want to get ahead of yourself. Take each game one at a time. But after that tonight, they'll definitely have a lot of confidence going into that stretch.
Got to feel good. Great win at home. Kiesewetter and company. Luis Felipe, his best performance in a Republic uniform. It all led to a 3-1 advantage at the end. It's a Republic with 3 points. For our entire crew, for Adam Moffat, I'm Rob McAllister. Appreciate you. We'll see you on August 11th.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.